45 Worst Mental Breakdowns Witnessed. According to Reddit. Ooh. Should have taken a breath before that. Fuck me. Number 45. 5? God damn. As if phi that was spelled F-I-T-H. My own. Okay. It was when I was working a desk job that got more and more stressful due to being exploited. My uncle scored me the job being the manager there, and it was pretty straightforward as a desk job. Reply to emails, do a few spreadsheets, easy stuff, and my uncle made sure none of the other people in the management exploited me, like giving me more tasks than they didn't want. Okay. Then he got laid off by the owners, and I instantly lost my support. Well, suddenly I was reported to 3 different people. Oh boy, I feel like the music's a bit loud. Sorry, adjusting the music. Suddenly I was reported to 3 different people, had to turn around the warehouse like a madman. One of my bosses wanted me to start doing tax-based stuff, something that I wasn't trained for nor hired for. He asked for graph charts of our stock, but didn't explain what he wanted correctly, so I'd have to do the damn thing 5 times until he was happy. No one considered me a friend because they all worked on the production floor and I was a desk jockey. A lot of them considered me management's bitch boy. Anyway, one day I woke up to get ready for work and I just felt off, like there was this dread looming over me. I got into work and it only got worse. Didn't help my bosses, wanted a bunch of ambiguous reports that made no sense, and I couldn't deal with getting grilled at that point. As the day went long, I got more and more anxious, got the shakes, and at one point the vision in my left eye went out. But I knew it was bad when I looked out the glass doors to the extremely busy street full of trucks and honestly considered walking out onto the road instead of being here. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. I submitted my work, only for it to be rejected, switched off my PC, and bolted. Well, got home and just broke down, came to realization that the job wasn't worth my life, and spent the next few days talking to a doctor and getting set up to go back to college. Well, was perhaps the lowest point I ever got to, and I never want to be that way again. Forgive my wannabe segue here, guys, but if you ever feel like, the things going on around you are too crippling and it's just too much, don't hesitate to take a break. Don't hesitate to separate yourself. There is no trouble. There is no consequence. There is no lecture. There is nothing that's worth your fucking life, man, And, if it ever gets to the point where you're shaking or something, take a minute. Explain it later. If people want to grill you about it, they can shut the fuck up and do them for a little bit. You know what I mean? There is no trouble worth your life. And it horrifies me to know that this dude literally had vision go out in one of his eyes and didn't just take the opportunity to get the hell out of there. Pretty insane. Never feel like you're alone, and if it does get that bad, remember that there are people around you who are willing to help, even if it seems like they aren't. I am one of them. Powerful Gonzo says, I felt that before, and I'm horrified to know it. Hope you're better now, and hope everybody who's in the stream feels fantastic. Hello, Anna, Adrian, Michael, Kyle, Faith, Stripes, Gonzo, Detroit, Joe, Emmy is here, interesting. Dog. With the doggles, oh my god. As we travel up the list to number 44, it reads as follows. Man, these are all going to be long as fuck. I was hooking up with a guy when I was about 16 who was suffering from an undiagnosed mental illness. That was legit a can. I apologize. So, I'd guess it was bipolar or schizophrenia looking back on it. He was older and going to college in the city, so I'd visit him whenever I'd take the train down. Well, damn, he in college and getting that 16-year-old slays. You know what I'm talking about? In the beginning, he was pretty okay, though he'd always walk around wearing plaid pajama bottoms and a big puffy mustard yellow parka, and had some quirky personality traits. You're the one who's banging him. The school he attended was filled with weird art kids, so this was dismissed as him being eccentric for a while. I remember after hanging out with him for a day, while he was dressed like a disheveled sleepy hobo, we turn around a corner and there's a movie premiere his dad had invited him to, like a fancy Hollywood movie premiere. He rolled his eyes, explained that his dad was making him go, waved goodbye, and wandered away, just attending this black tie event in PJ bottoms and a parka. Every time I visited, his dorm room became more and more disorganized. It's hilarious because Emily was telling me about a subreddit called neckbeard nests, and we need to check that out. You know what I'm talking about? But let me finish this story first. Emmy says, the day my vision went out in my eye was a stressful day. A stressful day indeed. Giddy says, Kyle, I had this one breakdown in college where I got so stressed before my class, I ran out of the building in the rain. Damn, it was like a movie, girl. Forgive me, let me finish this. Okay. Every time I visited, his dorm room became more and more disorganized. He became more erratic. He started placing candles everywhere. Uh-oh. He started to become obsessed with New Age Eastern spirituality and was convinced he was some kind of shaman. Well, he only talked about third eyes and his psychic abilities, summoning spirits, etc. Girl, you need to take that 16-year-old sliz on. You know what I'm talking about? He has lost it. Well, he had a very sweet roommate this entire time who was acting as his caretaker, okay? He was so nice, just humoring him and shooting me sympathetic grimaces, entertaining me and acting as host whenever my friend disappeared to go suddenly pursue whatever, thought had just popped into his brain, etc. I was too young to really be able to handle the situation well. Thank God he was there. I'm not sure why I didn't break off the friends with benefits situation. I wasn't invested, but I think I didn't want to cut off ties with a person who was clearly spiraling. The last time I visited him, he created a shrine in his room to, no joke, his jerk-off rag. Oh, say word? We have a winner. We have found the gangster one of this post. Well, let me just go ahead and upvote it right there. And welcome to the stream tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God. Joe Corrieri says, Kyle, I'm definitely going to join your Destiny 2 clan. I don't know what going to join is all about. You could join that right about now. Right about now. There go the link. At any rate, guys, let's get on through this jerk rag shrine story. He made a shrine to his jerk off rag. He'd set up a fairly intricate shrine in the middle of his dark dorm room with his crusty flannel placed lovingly in the middle, surrounded by incense and candles. The sweet roommate explained what the deal was as my friend with benefit lay prostrate. He was literally worshiping this thing. And 16-year-old me was finally like, I am really, really not prepared or properly equipped to deal with this. Time for me to leave. His parents eventually caught on to the fact that he had a mental illness, not eccentricities. Eccentricities? Bare necessities. Came down and collected him. Saw him a handful of times after that. He was always quirky, but never got as bad as that period of time. He actually gained quite a bit of weight, so I assumed he'd been put on antipsychotics. The poor guy. Nobody has anything to say about this. Interesting. Sean Watson says, Kyle, I got your PS invite. I wish I had a game to play with you, though. No big deal. People don't play with me. Rada says, Stripes, when do you usually join, Kyle? I remember the videos you were on it. Intriguing. Emmy says, rain is some sort of miracle. Feel better, Faith. Oh, Faith is in the rain and she's not feeling well. Ooh. Jeez, I don't like that. Fat Man says, your clown car is in the sewer, Stripes. Go get it. it floats. Brilliant. I hope I'm not missing anything from anyone. I love you all and feel like I want to address everything properly. Hey, look, it's Star Ulysses. Kyle, I donated earlier and wanted you to read a story of mine. I am wondering where I can share it with you. Over Google Drive, preferably? Yes, Star Ulysses. Do this, dude. Oh, I don't know if you can share it well. Because I don't know if it'll allow you to leave a link on a video. All right. Just send it to my email, which is on my About Me page. And if you don't want to do that, go to my About page and send it via a message. Like, send me a message through YouTube, and then I'll see the link. You get it? There you go. Raphael Reed says, hello, Kyle. You are the best. You're the best too, man. As we roll up this list, we arrive at number 43. 9/11. My first period math teacher did not handle it well. I was 14. We were all stunned and scared, but my teacher was wailing. Jesus, with that can. Get the fuck out of here. Making me sound like some manner of slob. It's just one can, okay? Running in and out of the room. Jesus Christ. Her husband had died in the line of duty at some point, and his flag was on display in her room. She broke open the display case and dragged open the folded flag. She began weeping into the flag and hugging it to her. Eventually, I got another teacher and told them our teacher needed to be removed. It took 3 teachers to essentially drag her out of the room. She was gone for 2 weeks. She always didn't like me, but after that, she hated me and gave me detention every day. Play the Curb Your Enthusiasm music right there. Dude, I should get that on the soundboard. Give me a second. Curb your... Okay. What do you mean? It doesn't have a Curb Your Enthusiasm button. That is so gay. There it is. There it is. I don't know why it was just called Curb, because I typed in Curb Your Enthusiasm and it didn't come up. Forgive me. So guys, as we roll up the list, 45 worst mental breakdowns witnessed, we arrived at number 42. Well, here we are. My own, but only because I haven't really seen any of the serious ones that other people are talking about. Essentially, I was 16 in high school and dealing with some serious mental health issues: depression, anxiety, eating disorders, paranoia, hallucinations, etc. And it got to the point that I couldn't stop vomiting, couldn't recognize myself in the mirror, tore up my skin from scratching to get the things out, and missed a lot of school because I was certain that if I left the house, something awful would happen. Good times. Sure, bro. Someone's writing fiction. This is the type of shit that medication would have sorted out, bro. Somebody said, I won't pretend to understand entirely since I haven't experienced any of that, but I hope you're doing better now. Like it happened. Emmy says, Kyle, do you want dinner? You wouldn't, Emmy.
Who do you think you are, Emmy? You wouldn't dare.
And truth be told, I really just want like drinks. But that's not your obligation, Emmy. All you have to do is be sweet and cute and perfect. And did you guys know that Emily lives on a Pokestop? And you know, that's not her defining quality. She's a wonderful woman, but Emily lives on a Pokestop, so that's fucked up. What's she say Kyle Mukabang for? Beyond Therapy says, Kyle, New Jersey loves you. You guys might be inspired to know that for a short time, I lived in New Jersey. I bet you didn't know that. Jessica Laso bought me a mouse, so thank you to her. And she also asked me where I grew up, and I was like, this chick trying to know shit about me. I wonder if Skyward Revenant is around. She used to be all over the place, and now she's either not here or lurking real hard. And something tells me that if she's here and she heard me say her name, she gonna be all like, oh my god, that's me, and type into the chat. Let's see. As we travel up the, oh shit, Joe just donated $3. And he did it through Snapchat, Super Chat. No, you've made yourself a fool. But thank you, Joe Corriere. You know, Joe Corriere, I appreciate that, man.
Bruh.
That's the wrong damn one. It's not my fault. It moved where the button usually is because I added the Curb Your Enthusiasm one. So what I meant to play was,
My man.
You know what I'm talking about, Joe? Thank you very much for your donation. You know what I mean? Super chat, though. You already know. As we travel up the list of 45 worst mental breakdowns, we arrive at number 41. The legend of the keymaster. Wish there was like a theme song for that. I worked at a large gaming company for a few years. We had this odd guy, a bit pudgy and very greasy. Guys, you should know that sometimes I stay ahead of what I'm reading mentally. Like, yes, my mouth is reading the words aloud, but sometimes I try to jump ahead of what's going on. And sometimes certain words just like hit me the wrong way. And when I saw the word greasy, like my shit like tried to escape my body just now. It was genuinely disgusting. How you going to describe somebody as pudgy and greasy? Come on now. He collected keys and taped them to the top of his monitor. What? Collected? Like he just found them and then taped them there? I hope he sterilized them. That's such a weird thing. Dimitri says, what soundboard website do you use? It's a soundboard site called My Instance. So there it is. You guys you want the link to mine? I think it's as simple as this. What? I think that will literally take you to whatever that I have established as my favorites. Emmy says, I want to pet it. What, the seal? The seal of approval? Can you imagine if it wasn't... Wait a minute. Did she draw something? No, this is a tweet. Aww. Aww. What a little cutie. I like that he came forward for the last one. Aww. I hope that I can be as cute as a seal because I'm about as fat as one. As we travel up this list, we arrive at number 41, The Legend of the Keymaster. I worked at a large gaming company for a few years. We had this one guy, a bit pudgy and very greasy. He collected keys and taped them to the top of his monitor. One day, he got a ticket back from a developer telling him the bug he would not... He got a ticket from a developer telling him the bug he had would not be fixed. He lost it. He threw back his head and screamed, then headbutt his monitor. Keys flew everywhere, and as he pulled back for another go, blood splattered in shocking amounts. He had a key buried in his forehead under his skin. This startled him. He pulled it out slowly, looked at it, then at us. Our looks of horror must have set him off because he started stabbing himself over and over with it. After about 10 to 20 stabs, he roars again, and tears start streaming down his face. Guys, here's the thing, man. One of the things I love about English is a lot of words are pronounced differently, but spelled the same. Okay? You know what I mean? And some words are spelled the same and pronounced differently. You just said the same thing this in two different ways. Do you get what I'm saying? Here's the comedy, okay? Read as in, yes, I read that book. And read as in, you should read this book are spelled the same way, okay? Tears and tears are both spelled the same way, okay? So I don't know if it was supposed to be tears or tears, but I correctly guessed tears by scanning forward a little bit to seeing it say start streaming. So I knew that it was tears streaming down his face. So in my brain, I'm like tears, 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 tears. I'm telling myself tears start streaming down his face. But because the Oh, snap. It's Rata. Rata. Donated $3. He said, I couldn't figure out PayPal, but I'm hoping this works. It's not much now, but it's what I can afford. Don't worry about how much it is. You know, I appreciate and I love you, and I genuinely am thankful for you and your contribution, Rata. Thank you very much. And your name's going to be at the top right. I increased the amount of people on that stream at the top to 15. And if that's too much, you guys should let me know. But I just wanted people's names to be up there because, I don't know. I don't want people to feel like they're donating something and then somebody else is just going to push it off very quickly. So 15 seems like a decent number to me. So as the thing up at the top right stripes, what the fuck is wrong with your mouth? As the thing at the top right starts again, you can see Adata's name up there. And thank you very much for your contribution. I appreciate you. Oh boy. Wait, Emmy, what do you mean cherry Coke it is? Oh, somebody's talking about cherry Coke. I like cherry Coke. Cherry Coke's delicious. Oh, all over my body. All over my body, baby. I am so sorry. Long story short, the reason that I said feast is because tears were in my eyes. In my mind. Oh, just finish. He chucks the keys at us and runs out the door, never to be seen again. Now, I didn't think that the story would beat the one of a guy that made a shrine to his masturbation rag. But here we are, a man taped keys to his monitor, and in a fit of rage banged his head against the monitor, embedding one of the keys inside his head. How amusing that I said he should have sterilized those keys, because imagine if they weren't sterilized and they ended up inside the guy's head. Stripes says, Stripes again, can't keep my name out of your mouth. Shut up, Stripes. Shut the up. I'm removing that. Wait a minute. Yeah, listen to me do this thing with my hands now that I removed it. That's the end of that. I'm not clapping. I'm doing that like I wash my hands of the situation thing. Yeah. As we travel up the list of 45 worst mental breakdowns witnessed, I'm probably going to turn the music down a little bit because it sounds like it's too loud. In your face music. I run this shit. Number 40. Just remove the banner. Okay. The day that my father passed away, we were all very emotionally drained and went home to rest. My grandmother, mother's mother, went for a nap, and when she woke up, she had no recollection of Dad's passing away or even being sick. She insisted that he was perfectly fine and we were all joking. She had no idea how she got there or of many events that had happened leading up to that moment. This is a straight up mental break. That's insane. That's insane. Somebody in the stream chat is asking if my destiny plan is named Kyle. Now that would be ridiculous. You know what I'm talking about? That would be absolutely ridiculous. Who would name a destiny clan their own name? That's just crazy. What kind of person would want to join a clan that's just a dude's name? That's nuts. But go join it anyway. So as we continue the story, the most heart-wrenching day of my life, I had to reiterate to my grandmother every 5 to 10 minutes that my father had passed away and the story of what had happened. We took her to the emergency room after a couple of hours and everything seemed to be fine. A couple of days later, she was back to normal, but it still was the freakiest thing I've ever witnessed. Holy hell. Holy hell. Rotha says it took me 2 weeks, but I finally have a PayPal account. Well, you did it, and I'm proud of you. And I really do appreciate your donation, so don't worry about you thinking it's not a big amount, because every little bit helps. As we travel up this list, we arrive at number 39. Mentally ill neighbor lady had a complete meltdown in front of my house. I helped her while police and medics were summoned. Later, I told one of the cops that I'd never seen anyone outside of a movie go that completely insane. His muttered response chilled me. Every day. Every day. Wow. Emmy says they'll be there in 35 minutes at the latest. Kyle, what are you talking about, Emmy? You sent something, and what was it? I'm not even wearing pants. I'm not even wearing pants. My ding-a-ling graces the air. That song's kind of weird, Kyle. You should continue up the list. Your ding-a-ling graces the air. I can guarantee you're not going to hear phrases like that in any other stream. So number 38. God damn, write an autobiography, why don't you? In 2011, my USMC unit was deployed to Afghanistan. We were stopping in Kyrgyzstan along the way. Don't care if I pronounced it wrong or not. Waiting for our flight, we had this younger lieutenant with us who was always a bit odd, and we heard some rumors that he might have a drinking problem. Well. Dimitri the Succubus says nothing like watching a Kyle stream topless. If only this were a woman. Yeah, then it'd be clap-worthy. Well done, sir. Well done. Anyway, my God, this is going to be a doozy. We had this younger lieutenant with us who was always a bit odd, and we had heard some rumors that he might have a drinking problem. The additional rumors were that our CO told us to bring him with us to dry him out. I don't know how true either of those statements are. Anyway, in Kyrgyzstan, you sleep in these large tents with rows of cots and wooden floors. One night, around 9 p.m., Lieutenant suddenly bolts upright in his rack and sprints out the door shirtless. In February, and it's snowing. Our initial reaction is that Lieutenant B needed to either vomit or evacuate his bowels, so we don't think much of it. About 30 minutes later, some soldiers come into our tent and are asking if anyone's seen Lieutenant B. I'm the ranking Marine at the time, so I go and talk with them. They tell me that they found Lieutenant B in the fetal position in their tent, talking to himself about how people are out to get him. Oh no. Oh no. Naturally, they assume we were leaving Afghanistan, and this kid had PTSD or something. He had no previous deployments. The soldiers tell me that they help him out, but he ran out of their tent screaming. Or they tried to help him out, and he ran out of the tent screaming. That's unfortunate. I gather up everyone, and I can... Fuck me. Sorry, let me adjust this. There we go. I gather up everyone I can to search for him. Now about 10 o'clock p.m. and in the cold and snow, I am the lucky one to find him along with another lieutenant, Lieutenant L, standing in the middle of some tents on the other side of the base, shirtless, staring up at the sky. I slowly approach him and call out to him gently. The conversation went something like this. Me, hey man. And then... Me, hey man, how are you feeling, buddy? Lieutenant B, I'm good, man. But this sign is freaking me out. Me, what sign? Lieutenant B, the big one up there, pointing up into the sky. That one that says, hide your children. Me, okay, buddy, hey, it's a little cold out here. Maybe we can talk about this inside, where it's warmer. I had just reached forward and gently grabbed Lieutenant B's arm to secure him. Just then, our detachment, a major, comes around the corner and finds the three of us standing there. He heard what was going on, but didn't know who the crazy one was. Right as I am about to get Lieutenant B inside and safe, he says, is everything okay? Somehow, Lieutenant B snaps out of his craziness for a moment and says, everything is fine, sir. But I don't know about this guy, and gestures towards Lieutenant L. Now the major thinks Lieutenant L is the crazy one and starts gently talking to him about how he can help him and all, and Lieutenant L is dumbfounded and trying to explain that he isn't crazy, and I'm trying to convince the major that it's actually Lieutenant B that needs the help, but without setting Lieutenant B off again. In the middle of the confusion, Lieutenant B breaks free and sprints off into the night again, screaming about how they are going to get him. I don't know who caught him in the end, but they got him to medical and he was evacuated out of Kyrgyzstan without ever setting foot into a combat zone. I never saw him again. I'm not the crazy one, he's crazy. You can't say that in front of a crazy person. That's crazy. You just make really like obvious eye, like it's him. Look at that guy. He's the crazy one right there. Unbelievable. Hummingbird says, Kyle, hi. Hello, Hummingbird. And Selena Cobain says, Kyle, I'm going to tell all my friends I got a shout out here. Granted, it was the last stream. You topless girls and all your, wait, the other person wasn't a girl. I'm sorry. Kitty says, Kyle, by the way, the boyfriend and I told you about... What a first impression. Anyway, Kitty says, the boyfriend I told you about is watching the stream with me. Well, I wish you two the best and hope you're having a fantastic day. Is this the same Couture that I know? Vanessa Couture says, Kyle, my boyfriend had a mental breakdown a couple of weeks ago and stabbed a random person. This list hits home. Well, I bet that got you all wet down there, girl. I'm kidding. Are you the same Couture from before? I didn't mean to rhyme. Are you the same Couture? Though, I'm curious. Just tell me. She says, yup, it's me. Well, damn, tonight better be ladies telling me about their boyfriend time. What the bing bong? You know what I mean? Nobody needs me then. So, hey, Emily, Snapchat me. If Emily's still here. You think Emily's still here? I hope she wasn't serious. What the fuck? She really scares me when she says she's like getting stuff though. I think she knows how to, fuck me right up. And that's the bottom line. So as we roll up this list, Mod who? It's Super Monkey. I haven't seen him in a while. How are you doing? Faith thinks that I should mod Vanessa. Interesting. But guys, let us roll up this list of 45 worst mental breakdowns witnessed. You know what I mean? And we're arriving at number 37. And thank God, it's not as long as the other one. I witnessed a complete shit show of a mental breakdown at McDonald's. An employee got overwhelmed by lunch hour, traffic, and started screaming and yelling and swearing in front of kids and the police officer. Even pushed an elderly employee who fell down, and she was promptly taken away by the officer. All went down in less than a minute. You extra crazy when you can't come correct in front of a police officer, dude. Jesus Christ. Hummingbird says, Kyle, my boyfriend just got back from out of town. Good for you. And here's Misa Watson, whose wife, Sean Watson, is a celebrity. Hola, Misa Watson. I'm surprised you're saying anything in the stream chat, considering I assume you hate me, when all I do is love you and wish you the best and a wonderful day. Just kidding. Not just kidding in that, I don't wish you those things, but I'm just kidding in that, I don't know you, and I don't mean to say anything that might be inferred as sarcastic or douchey. Selena says, it's funny how you made comments about big titties on the last stream. It's almost scary how true it is. Sure, Selena. Sure. Anyway, Emmy's still here. They're on their way, so listen for them, please. Emmy, you're scaring me. Nobody's coming, right? Okay? I have a fear of heights. Yeah, what does that mean? If I got a laugh out of you, Emily, then you better tell the truth and tell me I got a laugh out of you. Dimitri the Succubus says, I'm literally downloading Snapchat to send you proof, Kyle. So wait. Oh yeah, if you get a titty pic, it's me. Sure, okay, Succubus. You know what I mean? I'll never forget, guys. You know who I got really angry messages from? You remember that weirdo who came in here and posted somebody else's nudes and was claiming it was them? That person was sending me messages about how they were mad that they got banned in the stream. And I'm just like, dude, you're weird. You know what I mean? That person was weird as hell. That person was so weird. But again, let's not get nuts. Politically correct says finally in stream. There you are, sir. You finally made it, sir. I'm proud of you, sir. And here we go. I'm literally, if somebody comes, I'm going to have to scramble to put on pants. You see what I'm talking about? That's like scary as hell for me. And I'll get really, ooh, she knows how to make me anxious. She knows how to do it. So, as we travel up the list of 45 worst mental breakdowns witnessed, I'm not speeding up because I think somebody's coming because Emily scared me or anything, I swear. Number 36 reads, when a foster dog of mine died, on the operating table, my then girlfriend, now wife, was with her. We were going to adopt her after it was done. The veterinarian kept showing her pictures of the surgery in progress. Not a good idea. I caught an $80 Uber ride because I needed to get to her as quickly as I could. I saw the dog on the operating table with blood everywhere and bile coming out of the mouth. I saw my wife sitting against a wall with her knees at her chest and her hands on her face, rocking back and forth, sobbing the dog's name over and over. We'll never get over that. Why the hell were you guys in the room? Somebody said, what the fuck is wrong with that vet? Look, somebody said, I've come to find out that some vets are very insensitive to the owner. I recently had to put my cat down when I originally just took him in to get shots and a checkup since he had stopped eating. When we made an executive decision to put him down, and they go, yeah, luckily you only had him a couple of months. Uh-oh. Look, I like to think that maybe some people who euthanize pets love what they do, and they just pretend that they don't when people come in. Isn't that crazy? Can you imagine if you were some kind of fucking serial killer styled pet killer? I know you guys don't want to hear this stuff. I apologize. Happy-go-lucky, sunshine, daisies, lollipops right up your ass, stuff like that. I love you. I hope you had a wonderful day. And I hope that the people that are around you, since everybody in the stream apparently is telling me about their boyfriend, stabs other people and not you. That's too close to home. I'm hoping that they remind you how wonderful you are because you're all special, just like Emily. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Emily, don't fucking play with me. She's so bad. There's no... Emily, you are so bad. You're so bad. You're so bad, Emily. Oh my God, you got me looking out the window. She's so bad. She's so bad, my heart. Oh, would that be cool? A fucking heart attack on stream? Is that what you want? Oh, Kyle stroking out on stream.
There used to be this guy who used to do lists every night, and then this chick was like, he's outside your house. Oh my God, he's outside the house.
As we roll up the list of 45 worst mental breakdowns witnessed, we arrive at number 35. Wow, Kyle, you've read 10 entire posts. Why did you put so many? You fucking guy. Number 35. Catch your breath, motherfucker. My roommate is in college. Yeah, it's like a movie trailer. One day, she just snapped. Got really paranoid, and then you hear voices like, kill yourself, do it. I'm kidding. A movie trailer. Started lashing out at me and other friends. Would be hanging out in other people's rooms and just wouldn't leave. She wouldn't sleep and said that she was afraid someone would try to come into the room and take advantage of her. Trying to talk to her was really unnerving because there was just a disconnect that is hard to describe. And the stuff that she was saying just didn't make sense. Her mom eventually came down, and I guess she was making a scene with her on campus. Campus police came, and she ended up getting in a fight with them and then kicked a window out of their cars. This all happened over the course of a few days. She was hospitalized for a while and had to leave school. She was always a little emotional and had some family problems, but it was all pretty shocking and unexpected. I really think it was a combo of drinking and too much recreational Adderall that brought it on. Adderall boy. Ooh, recreational boy. Oh no. She was always a bit of a partier and had been doing it right before it all started. It was pretty scary and sad. I never saw her again, and I'm not sure how she ended up. Well, damn. Nova, I like this comment, dude. Only 981,000 more subscribers until Kyle hits 1 million. You are an asshole. I like this guy. You got a PS4, man? Join the clan. I like this guy. What a thing to say to me. Hey, Kyle, you're nowhere near, but you could make you just about 1 million more dudes before you got the 1 million subscribers. This guy looks like Sabrina's here. Cute and adorable Sabrina. Record that shit, Momo. What's he talking about? Dropping a mixtape? Master Momo says, Kyle, my brother's asleep, and he's sleep humming the Star Wars theme. I'm not fucking kidding. Which one? The Imperial March? Or is he humming like a cool one that's like I love that one. Okay, look, sorry. Ugh. Katie Bug says hello, and so does Lady Spook, here for a totally professional and downright amazing, non-interrupted by anyone ordering anything. Please God, don't let Emmy have sent something to my door, because it's really gonna get spooky, you know what I mean? And if I can't get through this list quick, then it's gonna end up cold. You're hot and you're cold. You're yes and you're no. Don't show up at my door or I will stroke out. You're wrong when it's right. The hospital tonight will try to resuscitate, but it will be too late, Kay. You don't really want to live, though. I'm sorry, Kyle, shut up. Number 34 on the list of 45 worst mental breakdowns witnessed. Ooh, it fits the theme of the video. Kyle is having a breakdown. Number 34 reads as follows. I was with my ex-wife, and she had to put her heroin-addicted mom in the nursing home. While we were there, her mom, who had damaged her liver so much she was toxic and confused, asked, "Why are you doing this to me?" And she replied with, "I'm not. You did this to yourself by not quitting heroin." It went downhill from there. Downhill. If you guys knew just how often I'm looking out the window and I'm genuinely sweating right now. Emily, why would you do this to me? I love you, thank you, but come on. This nigga, Super Monkeys just said, hey, I just ordered you strippers, Kyle, but he spelled strippers with 1 P. I just ordered you stripers. You know what I mean? You guys roast yourselves in this stream every day. I can't get enough of it. As we travel up the list, we arrive at number 33. I got to watch someone quit at Taco Bell. He said, I'm clocking out anyway. Hopped over the counter, flipped a chair, threw a taco at the window, and stormed out. Me and the other customers looked at each other with a mutual look of, what the fuck just happened, on our face. But can you imagine if he broke the window with that taco, though? You know? Put that video on YouTube. Number 32. In the funeral of 2 siblings, spelled with 2 B's. Nigga. There must be some dank ass English classes going on that I don't know about these days. Okay? In the funeral of 2 siblings, that sucks that they both died. I did that stupid gasp thing again. I hope Stripes doesn't call it out. Oh my God. Listen. He was driving and lost control of the car, ended up under a truck, and carried sand? At the funeral, the mom was crying and bawling her eyes out. Is something that stuck with me. And it was over a decade ago. I was 15. It got so bad that they had to inject some kind of Xanax. I don't know. And she went from screaming and crying to just sitting there in silence and like numb. That is fucking awful. What a bummer. Well, number 31. My own... Whoa. Wasn't I supposed to have some kind of hilarious noise for when things get to, Oh my God. Yo, I just had a pop-up of some of the dankest porn campsite you've ever seen in your life. You know what I'm talking about? It was nuts. It's a good thing it didn't pop up on the screen. It was for something called Cam 4, which looked like a kind of like a My Free Cams thing. What if somebody, Dimitri Succubus got banned? They said, hey, fuck it, Snapchat isn't working due to my storage or some shit. What's your email, Kyle? Yes, I am committed to this. Why? The more committed, the more I feel like they're just playing around, just like that person was last time. Interesting. You guys are genuinely scaring me, though. I'm looking out the window, and I say you guys, but I mean just Emily. Emily, please. Please, Emily. Please, don't do this to me. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. Listen. Number 30. When I was a sophomore in high school, and I had chemistry for first period, everyone was tired, and nobody was really in any mood to answer the questions. You know why I said tired with an inflection as if it were a question? Because they said tried. But I knew that everyone was tried don't make no damn sense. So I had to read tired because my brain was like, they got it wrong, just say tired. And I was right. My big ass head. Yeah, let's talk about how I'm so amazing. Emily says they left the store 15 minutes ago. This is getting really scary. You've sent people to kill me, Emily, live on stream. You don't care? You think they can't track you? You just got like an IP scrambler? You're letting all these friendly people in the stream know that you've sent murderers to my house and they're going to ring my doorbell. Oh my fucking God. Get me a Seinfeld bass line. Do I have that? Okay, that's enough. I can't believe I have that. At any rate, as we travel up this list, we reach 30. When I was a sophomore in high school, I had chemistry for first period. Everybody was tired and nobody was really in the mood to answer any questions. So after the teacher asked a question and no one gave the answer after 30 seconds, her face got all red and she started freaking out and screaming, How am I supposed to know that I am a good teacher if you guys won't answer the questions? And essentially she sat there and cried for the remainder of the period. She wasn't a terrible teacher, but she got unstable. Did I really skip 31? Oh, thank you, Michael Davis. Number 31. My own. I tried to kill myself twice. Second time I cut my whole body so badly I just remember driving and getting gas covered in blood. What? Let me read that again. I'm confused. Tried to kill myself twice. The second time I cut my whole body so badly, I just remember driving and getting gas covered in blood. Getting gas is in putting gas, like stopping at a gas station and getting gas, but there was blood all over him. Okay. See, when he wrote, I got the gas covered in blood, I'm reading, I'm visualizing there's some gas on the floor, and then he's like, oh, take that, and then I spilled all my blood all over the gas. What does it mean? What does it mean? Stupid. Anyway, he says, not me, but an old friend loved LSD, took a very small amount, and freaked out over the I Am the Walrus. Okay. And tried to convince us that the Beatles were communist mind control music. Still fucked with me 4 years later. Okay. Guys, I apologize. And it's because I'm looking out the window so hard. Emily has really freaked me here, man. And that's what she loves to do, I guess. That's what she loves to do, I guess. Hope everybody in the stream chat's fine. Hey, look, it's apparently Aime, who must have had a break from her man. Well, I guess you're all playing nicely, and that's good. Lady Spook hasn't been here in such a long time. I hope that whoever keeps her busy these days in whatever podcasts, make sure that they know, or that Lady Spook knows, that she's worthy of worship. Bing bong. So as we travel up here, we're arriving at number 29. Well, I worked in a psych ward for over 10 years, so it's hard to narrow it down. The most personally disturbing ones were, for me, were actually not the ones where people became floridly psychotic. Don't know what it means. Shouting and crying, etc. But the ones where they were able to hold it together enough to have a normal conversation. Yet if you scratch the surface a little, they'll tell you that the voices were telling them to kill you right this moment, and exactly what they wanted to do to you. It was like some kind of horrid, real, robotic version of the Stepford Wives, where on the surface everything was fine, but underneath. Whoa, bro. Why is Hillaclean saying gay for pay? Ba-bum-ba-bum-bum. Legendary Fat Man says, hey Kyle, it's payday. You know what that means? You're not doing anything, are you? What do you mean it's payday, Fat Man? Don't do it, Fat Man. Oh my god. Oh my god, Fat Man, don't do it. Fat Man, what the fuck, mate? Fat Man, what the fuck, mate? That's the largest donation that I've ever received. And oh boy, I just closed 3 programs trying to find the soundboard. Oh, bruh, you know what I mean?
My man.
Oh boy, it's in the wrong place. The button's in the wrong place now. Thank you, Legendary Fat Man. What the hell? What the hell? Fat Man, thank you, okay? I just rewounded it. I just did it again because I couldn't believe it. You know what I'm talking about? You didn't know I had the power to do that shit, did you? You guys didn't know I had the power to just rewind any donation that's ever been made. Like, here's a donation from, I don't know. Let me see here. From Kelsey from earlier. When she donated $4.20. And then I hit that button and I was all like,
Smoke weed every day.
But this is about Legendary Fat Man. Fat Man, you have got to let me know what you want, man. Because you know how anxious that donations of these calibers make me, man. And I try to do this like I did a stream this earlier today because I'm trying to roll out, double the streams here. But ooh boy. Also, while I have a few of you here, it's important for you to know that I'm going to start doing the offline reads with a different type of font. And so you understand what I mean by that. Let me go ahead and pull up my own videos right now. Because it's important that I want you guys to be able to immediately differentiate the type of shit that I'm doing. So here it is. You see this video's font right here? Oh no, you clicked the wrong one, you cuck. Come on, Kyle. You see how this video has a different type of font? And it doesn't really pop that well, but who cares? You know what I mean? It's not the end of the day. I'm probably going to need to find another kind of font. It's going to be bigger or something. Or I'll just make it bigger. You know what I mean? I'll just make it bigger, but you guys will be able to see that it's a different kind of font. Whenever you see this font, that means that it's not going to be interrupted and it's not going to be a stream, and you guys will be able to differentiate it. I mean, you should be able to tell by the title because I put in brackets AskReddit. But otherwise, I just want you guys to know which ones aren't. Holy crap, man. I love you to death here, Fat Man. And it looks like the stream is giving you suggestions on what you should establish for me to do here. But man, Fat Man, I appreciate you. And this is crazy. And Misa says she's eating chocolate. Bet you guys are jealous. Oh my God. I'm sweating right now. Legit. This guy needs to tell me what to do. This guy needs to tell me what to do. Holy bing bong. Guys, as we travel up this list of what is happening, because Legendary Fat Man is truly legendary. You know what I mean? We arrive. We arrive at number... Get your shit together, Kyle. Get your shit together. Get all of your shit together. Oh, Fat Man sent me a Snapchat. Oh, okay. God, I gotta finish. Let me finish, fat man. I apologize. He wants, okay, no, he said to keep it a secret. I was gonna say what it was. He said to keep it a secret. It's nothing crazy, but he told me what he wants, and we're gonna make that happen. Holy bing bong. He's gonna put me in a psych ward. Did you guys hear that they were gonna make an all-female variation of Lord of the Flies? How disgusting is that? You know what I mean? Don't ask me for my opinions on it. As we travel up the list of 45 worst mental breakdowns witnessed, legendary fat man, thank you. We arrive at number 28. Jesus Christ. First Lexaeus with that damn chair. Number 28 was doing a 2-year prison sentence and was put into solitary confinement for assaulting someone. Someone else in there went on a hunger strike and stopped taking their bipolar medication. He slowly deteriorated into insanity, started smearing his own shit on the walls, on his cell, his body, throwing it at people as they walk by, basically anything someone can do with their own shit he did. Somebody said solitary is torture, but it's just fucking scary. Oh no, someone's outside. Oh fucking no, put your fucking clothes on. Somebody is outside the house. Emily, you did not. Where's the mouse? Oh. Where's the mouse? Where's the mouse? I am so sorry. April just sent me a really angry text message, and it's filling up my whole phone screen, and I'm using the phone to use the flashlight to find there it is. Okay. April sent me a very angry text message. I'm not an asshole, so I'm not going to read it out loud, but Emily, thank you so much. I think I was holding my breath while I opened the door. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. Oh my God. Legendary. Legendary and Emily, thank you so much for destroying my life right now in the most positive way. Oh my God. Somebody named Zandam says my ass is the best thing in the world. What a thing to say. Talk about mental breakdowns. Thank you so much, Emily. Thank you so much, Fat Man. As we travel up the list of 45 worst mental breakdowns witnessed, we arrive at number 27. I apologize for the wait, everybody. My father had alcohol detox-related dementia twice. Can I turn on this fan just for a little bit? My father had alcohol detox-related dementia twice. The first time for a couple of weeks, the second time for a month. He recovered each time almost fully, but it was bad. Full hospitalization, skilled nursing facility bad. Oh boy. Let's turn the music up to kind of shield the fan. Oh my fucking god, dude. Oh boy. Politically Correct said Kyle's virtual reality porn game just came in the mail. He's gonna have fun tonight. This guy's got a Filthy Frank picture as a default. This freaking guy. Oh boy. Let's travel up the list. Forgive me. Okay. Anyway, 26. Years back in high school, we had this French teacher. She was usually very nice, but could snap at the slightest of things. For some reason, everyone fucked with her in the class. We weren't allowed to use our phones in class, so we pretended to text on our pencils. Now that's fuckery. You little kids are little shits, okay? She would call us out, and we'd just show her the pencil. Cue the freak out. One morning, my friend Adam got called out on his pencil texting, and our French teacher stood up, screamed loudly, in complete gibberish, like some bat out of hell demon, and ran towards him, snapped his pencil in half, threw it at him, and then ran out of the classroom screaming about cats and pushing students out of the way. She never came back. I think maybe she had some underlying mental issues, but it was the craziest breakdown I've seen. Man, I couldn't tell you how gangster I would feel if I made a teacher snap. You know what I'm talking about? That would be my life. It would be too cool. It would be too cool. At any rate. Dr. Scam 5000 says, how are we sure that this is the real Kyle and not some clone or imposter? Why would you guys be under the impression that whoever actually came to the door disposed of the real Kyle, and now there's a fake Kyle reading to you right now? Didn't you buy all of that me being out of breath stuff? Because I'm real. I'm human, just like you guys, and I breathe air. Air breathing. Emily says, I have to get ready for bed. Good night, everyone. I hope you all have a lovely night. You're just gonna leave? Emily. Thank you so much, Emily. Emily's a really complex girl. She could have done this for me and then still be mad about something. Let me take the time to text Emily right now to make sure she's not mad. Emily Moon, you know she has a picture of a ditto on my phone. Don't ask. You're not mad at me, are you? Winky face. Heart. Hearts in eyes. She said no low. What the hell does that mean? Is that the new street lingo? I have to use the scary face wash. What? Why is she using? And there's a chance it'll bleach my hair, so. Oh. Be careful then. Thank you so much. I'm here when you need me. Heart. No, banana emoji. No! That could be construed as sexual. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Why did... It was just there. It was just there. Oh, no. Oh, boy. Legendary Fat Man said, fuck it, Mexican. Wait, what's Mexican? Stripes? And Aime? They are Mexicans. They are fiery Mexicans. Guys, let's continue up this list to number 25. Didn't personally witness this, but we had a teacher in the middle school who was basically a huge pushover. Oh no. It was well known that he didn't know how to control the class, and obviously little shithead 13-year-olds took advantage of that. Anyway, one day he snapped and threw a chair through the window panel next to the front door of the classroom. Never saw the teacher again. Some of these teachers have some gangster-ass breakdowns. I guess these little kids just push them over the edge. Push them over the edge, motherfucker. Hilla Clean said that she wanted to hear Kyle say slap it on some toast. That is not an immediately available thing on my fucking VLC. There it is.
Slap it on some toast.
That's a pretty good, I should put that on like a button if I can. If I can upload that as a button for the soundboard, that'd be pretty legit. But ladies and gentlemen, as we continue up the list of 45 worst mental breakdowns witnessed, we arrive at number 24. My mother is currently in a psych ward. We thought she had been taking or talking to someone who wasn't there, but she'd just say she was talking to herself when we asked. She had a history of mental health issues, and last Friday she started screaming at someone named Rose who wanted to drag her to hell, and she didn't want to go. My dad took her to the ER. She has been in for just over a week and has showed some improvement, but is still talking to her. Rose is telling her she's in trouble and is telling her not to tell her family she loves us. Going to visit her soon. Hopefully she's doing a bit better. Oh boy. I hope it gets better for them too, man. But guys, I'm also a type of person that's crazy as hell, and I believe that maybe there is a Rose. Maybe she's seeing in some shit that other people aren't seeing. You know what I'm talking about? Oh my God. What if Rose is real? Rose is coming for us all. Oh my God. Rose was one of my least favorite Doctor Who companions, but when I think about it, I hate them all, except for the new one. What's the name of that one bitch that was hanging around with Capaldi? Her name's like Claire? Claire's beautiful. I think that actress is beautiful. Who's the actress that plays Claire in Doctor Who? Her name is... Oh, her name's Clara. Whoops. And she's played by a woman named Jenna Coleman. Now, I think Jenna Coleman's hot as hell, yo. Let's be real. There aren't a lot of celebrities that I consider, adorable. Oh, wait a minute. That's what appeals to me about her. She's not just, beautiful. She's got, enough baby in her face to come off as cute and adorable. And maybe that's what appeals to me. Does she have big boob? Are we supposed to be looking at this? Uh-oh. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. What are we doing? Nah, man, they gotta be bigger than that. They gotta be like Scarlett Johansson size. What are we doing again? Sorry. List. As we travel up to number 23. This lady I used to work for once told me about her college roommate who had a childlike regression style breakdown. Damn. Well... apparently her mom was one of those pageant moms. Oh, fuck me. And super hard on her during her childhood, which gave her some serious deep-seated issues. Okay. My former boss, her roommate, and a couple of friends were getting ready to go out for the night on the town. And the roommate starts babbling and talking like a little girl about how her mom buys her panties with butterflies on them. They wound up having to call the girl's mom to come get her because she was freaking out so badly, like crying inconsolably in the corner. She dropped out shortly afterwards. That's so sad. That is so sad. Did somebody say that they Snapchat me? No, I heard the Snapchat noise. Guys, whoever Snapchats me, I will respond to you directly after the stream. I love you. You know what's going to happen if I try to respond to you in the middle of it. You guys know. I love you all. Oh boy. Let's continue. Number 22. When I was 10. Oh. Asteria has just subscribed. Interesting. When I was 10, my mother had a breakdown and spent an entire night hitting and kicking me, making me tell her that I hate her and screaming. She had broken her leg a few months before, and on top of the chronic condition, she was no longer able to work. Seeing my mom turn into this horrible monster terrified me, and later in the night, she had cooled down, gave me a couple of painkillers, and cried while apologizing. I still never forget about how she looked the entire time she was doing that. Aisu915 subscribes. Thank you, if you're even in the stream. As we continue up, we reach number 21. Girl in high school just completely went nuts one day. Started spouting off about how she was God's Scar. God damn it. Stripes is always teasing me about the gasp sigh thing I do. And then I burped just now as well, so it was a triple hitter. It was a triple monkey ball. It's a really weird thing I do. Aisu915 is all like,
I am here, Kyle.
what happened to Cobain and Dimitri? I wonder if we scared off Dimitri by timing him out for a little bit. Oh well. No, they said they were leaving to download Curb Your Enthusiasm. Wait, is Dimitri the boy? Yes. That's fine. I'm really sorry Emmy had to go. But if she has to put on her facial scrub, we'll go from there. Politically Correct says, Kyle, say sex is a hobby. Masturbation is a part-time job. That's not how masturbation's spelled. You guys better learn something. Okay? Jeez. Number 21. A girl in high school just went completely nuts one day, started spouting off about how she was God's chosen one. Bitch, I'm the chosen one. She then got on the ground and started eating the grass. Some girl tried to help her up and get her to stop. She snapped at her like a rabid dog. Guys, these have been fine, but I don't think anything's as cool as the bullshit that we read initially, which was about the dude that was worshiping the jizz stained, sock or whatever. It was like a rag. And then this one about the guy banging his head on his monitor, and then a key went into his head, and then he started stabbing himself in the forehead with the key. It's just nuts. It can't get any more nuts than this. Where am I even? Let's hope that I'm far up this list, because whatever Emily got me, which will be a fatal surprise when I open it, maybe there's a bomb in there. You think Domino's makes bombs?
I want this guy killed, but it's gotta be in a Domino's box.
I got you. I read you loud and clear, boss. Legendary Fat Man says, an incubus is a male demon that shags women in their sleep, and the succubus is the female. So, yeah, the succubus is a girl, but they're also named Dimitri, which is weird. Panda Nap says, oh hey Kyle, I just finished your other video. I'm glad for you. I'm glad. Let me continue up this list. Forgive me, okay? Number 20. I was in 4th grade, and I believe when this happened, our class with 2 others were in PE. All practicing cool tricks on the jump rope. The teacher calls us over, and we all sit and watch their show. They show off some cool tricks, and as this is happening, a kid wraps the jump rope around his neck and pulls tight, causing him to choke himself with the jump rope, turning dark purple in the process. And screaming, I hate my life, through his coughs and gurgles. 4th grade, motherfuckers. Crawling in my skin. Now that is a sound button I fucking want. Give me a second. But it's gonna be so loud, dude. I don't want it to be ear rape. That's not bad. That seems alright. Crawling in my skin. That one seems alright. It's not that loud. It'll be fine. So he's screaming, I hate my life, through coughs and gurgles. He was stopped, and the school had to issue out a letter to all students about what happened, and the parents should watch out for their kids. The kid went on to do more stuff, but that first mental breakdown he had was the worst for me, simply because he was only in 4th grade. I can still see it in my mind, plain as day. Where is my mind? Ladies and gentlemen, I love you, but let's continue through the next 9. without missing a beat. Number 19. I used to be a cop. One day we got a call from a lady that her schizophrenic brother was off his meds and acting crazy. He had been screaming at imaginary things and destroying his apartment, and we went over there and pretty quickly determined that we needed to get him into custody and take him to the hospital to be committed for psych evaluation. He had completely destroyed the apartment. He punched holes in the walls, broken furniture was all over the place, he was screaming all sorts of things, and he was talking in mostly gibberish. It was pretty wild. While we were in there trying to figure out the best way to get him to come with us, we really didn't want to fight with him if we didn't have to. He looked at me and started screaming in pain. He started begging me to stop. Thank you for the subscription, Brittany Anderson. I bet you got double D's, girl. Why do you have to go there, Kyle? He started begging me to stop. After a few minutes, we were, I'm the funniest person I know, and it's because I'm completely inappropriate. It's like funny in a way where it's just like, stop it, you know, like, come on. It's funny because somebody, you know, is like not straight up offended, but is shaking their head like, why, you know? That's funny to me. I'm sorry, shut up and commit to these next 9. He started begging me to stop, and after a few minutes, we were able to figure out that he thought I was shooting laser beams out of my eyes at him, and apparently they were quite painful. So I told him that I would put my sunglasses on and they would stop the laser beams from getting him, but he would have to go to the hospital with us. He agreed. I put my sunglasses on, he calmed down, and off we went. Ran into him a few months later when he was back on his meds. He had no idea who I was, but he seemed to be doing much better. Master Momo says, Kyle, you being inappropriate is what makes us laugh. I don't know, man. I seem to have scared off Succubus and Cobain. So I like to think that I'm doing God's work. You know what I mean? Like, people come in and can you imagine that there's got to be at least a group of people who have come in, been genuinely pleased with me, and I've made one sexist remark that they didn't take as the joke that it was, and we're just like,
ugh, you fucking pig. Unsubscribe. I don't have to put up with this.
And then they go find a feminist channel. And then the feminist channel's all like,
feminist girl here. Can you fucking believe the fucking sexist fucking movie industry and all the... Why does this girl have to be pretty, okay? She needs to be just like your everyday plain Jane girl. She can't have like a regular body like your average girl. It doesn't need to conform to the stereotype that society has molded around us. Jeez, I mean, it's just crazy.
Kyle, shut up. I'm gonna read the next 8 without deviating. I promise. Banal Vulgarian says, Dan Kyle, I could have totally made an entry on this list. You promise? As we travel up, we reach number 18, and we're going through the next 8 without stopping. I promise you. Number 18. My father was in the hospital for 4 months, total due to brain damage, among many other issues. When he finally got to come home, he completely lost his shit a couple of times over really trivial things. One of the worst times was over a blanket. He had thrown out a white blanket over a year ago. He came into the living room and started screaming about this blanket. He threw things, flipped over the couch, and had a crazy fit for over an hour. He just wouldn't hear anything anyone had to say to him. Eventually, he almost fainted. Some people can kill themselves by letting themselves get too riled up. You know what I mean? The heart ain't meant for that bullshit. You gotta keep yourself calm, dude. Sudden monkey balls like that is really not good. Jesus Christ. Number 17. I had a friend who was the nicest guy. Polite, hard worker, rarely drank, and only in moderation. Never cursed, had a great relationship with everybody, and I don't think I ever saw him get mad. Well, I was at his place one day, and his roommates, when he got home from work, he yelled at us to shut the fuck up. He went to the fridge and grabbed 2 beers, pounded those, slammed the fridge, went to his room and slammed the door. His roommate goes to check on him to see what's wrong. His roommate also happens to be a paramedic. He quickly diagnosed the problem as psychological or physiological. Oh boy. We zip-tied his hands. Damn, that's pretty intense. We zip-tied his hands, threw him in the car, and sped to the hospital. He was diagnosed with a brain aneurysm and put into a medically induced coma while the family was notified and the debate was had over whether surgery was appropriate. He passed away. Oh shit. Somebody said to clarify, we only cuffed him when he refused to go willingly. Since there was 4 of us, we were unable to do it without hurting him. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? That is beautiful. That is beautiful that he had friends on deck that could immediately, that were wise enough and capable enough to diagnose his ass. That's super sad, but I'm super pleased and it fills me with hope for humanity that, you know, people were available to this guy, because it could have been one thing for him to just die confused, alone, and in his room not knowing what was happening. But, you know, even if he didn't get to see or speak to his family a final time, his friends were on deck to try and get this guy to the help that he needed, and they put him under. And hopefully it was painless, man. There's nothing scarier than death. We don't know what the fuck comes after that. Let's continue. Number 16. My dad was extremely close, emotional incest close. Emotional incest? What the hell am I reading? I don't have time for this crap on Reddit, okay? He was really close with his mother. When she died, he absolutely lost it. He began having conversations with himself, laughing 1 minute, bawling the next. We thought he was watching TV, but he would actually be watching the cars go by through the window and threaten to kill the people in them. Oh, just your normal everyday shit then. The last time I saw him, he was blubbering a mess. He was a blubbering mess. And not because I was moving out, but because I was taking my cat. That was about 8 years ago. That sounds like the fucking prologue to a gangster movie. You know what I mean? And you going back in after 8 years. Badass. Emotional incest. Ugh. Number 15. This has been gilded twice. It's gotta be good. My father, he hated communism, hated Russians, he hated me for being disabled. Oh no. He hated my mother for refusing an abortion. After the fall of communism, he very soon lost his job. He started to drink more, started to beat his family more. One day my mother decided to leave him. He had a terrible meltdown. He went shouting around the neighborhood that foreign agents destroyed what worked so well, stole everything from us and wanted to part us from Russians, and that American spies got him fired from his job because he knew stuff. He was a carpenter, but I guess American spies were interested in dark secrets of wood impregnation. He threatened to feed my mother my ugly head and kill her. This went on for weeks before he got arrested and then went into psychiatric care. I tried to help, but I think he's still homeless to this day. What a tragic fucking story. And I know that this is disgusting for me to think, because we have nothing to verify this random stray thought of Kyle's, okay? But if you had this thought maybe as well, you know, leave a comment or give me like a, you know, a digital high five, or, you know, flash a nipple or something. But here's my thought. And if you had the same one, let me know. Wouldn't it be tragic, even more so, if the dad beat up the pregnant wife and that's why the kid came out handicapped? You know what I'm talking about? Because it doesn't sound too much far from the base. He was already an asshole. You know what I mean? How you gonna hate the mom for not getting an abortion? What kind of shit is that? Callum Brady says, Kyle ran incoming. Nah, homie, I said we getting through these 8. I'm not diving off. I'm just saying, wouldn't it be terrible if the dad knocked the mom around. Because if you hating on a wife for not getting the abortion, what's to stop you from trying to trigger it yourself? Number 14. I had a French teacher lose it when a kid said the class made her want to kill herself. Next thing we know, the teacher is sobbing and proceeds to tell us about her failing marriage, her husband's opioid addiction, and how she can't even afford therapy because the school slashed the health plan again. I quietly gave her the card of my old therapist who worked on a sliding scale, fees after class. Oh boy. Looks like a lot of people need therapy. Ah boy, I might, but I'd never pay for it. Besides, you guys should be coming to me for therapy. I'm so willing and available for you, but nobody takes me up. Nobody takes me up, bing bong, wow. So as we continue to travel up the list, thank you for the subscription there, Dwayne. Sorry. As we travel up the list of 45 worst mental breakdowns, we arrive at number 13. A buddy of mine would lose his temper and does not compute. Sorry, my brain. My buddy would lose his temper and for. They probably meant D. That made me a mouth breather for a couple of seconds, and I'm not pleased with it. That literally just broke my brain. A buddy of mine would lose his temper and for about 10 seconds would just go completely out of control, yelling, throwing tools or whatever was around him across the room, and cursing. Afterwards, he'd be really embarrassed about it, but several times worried about hurting him, or worried about him hurting someone who was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Temper problems like this need medication, dude. Need medication, dude. Big Worm Kevin says hi. Hello, Big Worm. Surprised Fat Man didn't say anything else. Lady Spook says, oh my god, that's so sad. Yeah, I know, but so is the world we live in. Oh man, thank you again, Fat Man. Thank you again, everybody, for being here. You don't know it, but by just being here, you do something for me. Even if it doesn't feel like it. Bing bong. Number 12. There's a customer where I work that legitimately believes she is the wife of Bill Clinton. She's really nice, but her mind is completely gone. Also, she gave me a Christmas card signed her and Bill Clinton. John Watson, say hello to your wife from me. Give her a nice hug. Kyle was a couples therapist. He would take the man's side every time. Maybe you didn't show him your titties enough. I wouldn't take the man's side every time, you know what I mean? But let's face it, these hoes crazy. I mean, number 12 is what I just read. Number 11, I've seen a couple, but the worst was when I was deployed. I won't go into the whole mission and what happened because it's a long story and not needed for what happened to the person. There was a group of small children that range from ages 7 to 11, maybe older. We only determined age by the size of them. They were all badly burnt and the skin was melted on their faces. None of them looked human. More like a fucked up wax effigy for some macabre art gallery. Anyway, our medic came up the small embankment and saw it all. I've seen people die and lose the light of life in their eyes, like when somebody turns off the light switch. But that was the first time I saw it happen to someone who was alive and well. The life in his eyes just went away, as if the devil said, "And that's the last thing you will ever see." And click. Doc walked around aimlessly trying to put the children back together, and eventually our first sergeant had to wrestle him down because he refused to leave. He didn't scream, didn't talk, he did nothing. And that's what was creepy. A few weeks go by, and he talks to himself. We all see him throughout the night walking around the COP just muttering to himself. He would hit himself in the head sometimes as well. Our first sergeant, who was the crustiest of the crust type of guy, sat down with him and talked to Doc. Doc just sat there with that dead look, no life. They ended up sending him home due to combat ineffectiveness. Holy shit. He did not talk to any of us anymore. And 2 years later, he killed himself by hanging himself in his kitchen where his wife found him. Jesus Christ. I forget so often that when it comes to shit that goes on overseas, that a lot of people, I don't want to say they're born for some of this shit, but it's very easy for some people to slip into the shoes of a killer, you know? And I'm not saying that that's a lot of the people who go over there. Not everybody's down for that. Not everybody wants to do it, but they're fighting for a cause. You know, some of them believe in that cause, and they're going to the means that they consider or they are told are necessary to effectively accomplish their objective. You know what I mean? But it doesn't even cross my mind the doctors that are out there trying to save and some of the horrors that they're forced to face. And what it sounds like this guy met face to face with was hopelessness. There was no way he was gonna get this job done. And that is so sad. He came home and killed himself, dude. Because that shit became a part of him. He was walking around camp talking to himself and hitting himself in the head. Like he blames himself. You know what I mean, dude? Like he blames himself. That's not fair. That's not fair. Not to reduce everything to a game of Overwatch, but I would go crazy if I thought that every match that I lost was my fault. Not when I'm out there killing half the team, not when I'm out there killing the whole team sometimes. If I thought that it was my fault, I would go crazy. So for a doctor, a combat doctor, to go overseas and be thrown into these situations where he could have superpowers and be able to resurrect motherfuckers, he probably still wouldn't be able to get everything done out there. So he came back home and he killed himself. Dude said, that day is forever burned into me. No matter the dream I have, he is in them. With that dead look on his face. We all wish there was something we could have done for him, but there wasn't. Something in his brain turned off that one day, and he could never get over what he saw. I am terrified. Everybody, yo, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to piss you guys off with this list. It looks like Stripes is throwing things in here. So I'm sure it's some more cutesy. Oh, she's doing the thing with the seal again, Stripes. You already did this earlier. You already did the seal earlier, Stripes. Let's go to eye bleach. Let's go to eye bleach. Oh boy. Everybody, look. Bad things happen in the world. We should live in appreciation and love the lives that we live, because we don't know how much we may have allotted to us. Look, it's a kitty having fun with a dumbass fidget spinner. Silly indeed. Silly indeed, guys. We shouldn't take shit for granted. You know? We're born, we're fine. We're waking up and we're in sound mind. We have control of our functions. You know, we can move our arms, we can move our legs, we can stand up, we can walk around. We have more than other people have. And I'm not saying that you should be grateful just because you have more than what other people have, but you can realize some of the things that you want. And in many ways, it would be reckless of us not to take that opportunity. So if for any reason you kind of just forget, you know what I mean? Try to keep yourself reminded. With that said, let's continue up the list of 45 worst mental breakdowns witnessed. Number 10. A random guy on the street was crying and looking really distraught as he approached me, yelling, "Can you help me find my shoe? Can you help me find my shoe?" Sure enough, the guy was only wearing one shoe, though he happened to be holding the other one in his hand. Did you help him or not, bro? I wonder if he was looking for the shoe on his foot or the shoe on his hand. Somebody says these are the questions that keep me up at night. As long as he doesn't end up hanging himself. You know what I mean? Do you guys remember? Because the other guy? I'm kidding, I'm sorry. That's not fucking funny. You're an asshole, Kyle. Woo! You are an asshole. You're not supposed to say shit like that. And you're not supposed to be playing fucking Seinfeld. Come on, man. What's wrong with you, Kyle? Legendary Fat Man said, knock, knock. You know how scary it was that somebody came to the door right after Fat Man hit me with that 100? Fat Man, thank you again. You're insane. Who's there? Yeah, who's there, Fat Man? I should have set him up for that before. Oh, boy. Legendary Man says 2. So he said, knock, knock. We said, who's there? And he said 2. And then we're supposed to say to who? To who? That's like the way the owl in those commercials for the Tootsie Pop used to say it. He'd go 1, 2, because he's an owl. And then he would go 3.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
And Legendary finally says, no, it's to whom. Learn English. Well done, Legendary. You have bested us all with a joke, a wordplay joke. Bing bong. Number 9. My ex had severe panic attack one night and went outside in just boxers in the middle of the winter, laid down in the middle of the snow in the fetal position and cried. I had never experienced this before and it freaked me out as I wasn't sure how to deal with it. He didn't seem to recognize me or his surroundings. I managed to get him into the house, and after some time, he snapped out of it. He didn't remember it happening. Aliens, bro. Probably abducted his ass, dropped him back off. You know, they hit him with too much of that monkey serum. He comes to, he don't know what the hell going on. I'm kidding. Am I kidding? Maybe you guys should get some therapy. Some hypnotic regression. See what's really been going on in your life. Number 8 has been deleted. How sad. Someone that responded to number 8 says, one guy in med school denounced his religion, chopped off all of his hair, eventually dropped out after 2 years, and now nobody knows where he is. Doesn't sound too crazy, but seeing it unfold was unsettling. He would snap at people and post rants on Facebook, and he was such a quiet guy, and the stress of med school and life just got to him. I hope he's okay. Man, number 7. Watched a casual friend that was schizophrenic slowly spiral when he was off his meds. He posted about once a minute for 18 hours on a site we were involved with. It was scary and sad how fast someone can separate from reality. Welcome to the fucking internet. You know what I mean? I apologize for that. You're in the middle of a stream, right, Kyle? You can do this, Kyle. No, not in the mic. There's only 6 more. I love you all. Let's take care of business. On the list of 45 worst mental breakdowns witnessed. Number 6. My aunt has struggled with mental illness her whole life, but when her husband of nearly 40 years left her, she spiraled pretty quickly. The family was notified by a neighbor that they hadn't seen or heard from her for weeks, and when the house was entered, she had defecated in several rooms and would only crawl along the floor. She has been hospitalized ever since. Oh my God. Oh, you should see the way that in South Park, how they make those faces when they're horrified? That's exactly the face I'm making right now. So as we travel up this list, we arrive at number 5. Oh, you idiot. Stop rhyming. Back when I was in college, there was a girl in my English class that got into a shouting match with the professor over the correct pronunciation of the word Newfoundland. You're yelling at a teacher over shit like this. What is wrong with you? Well, this girl was screaming, calling the professor an idiot because he didn't pronounce it Newfoundland. She wouldn't have it any other way. When the professor humored her and asked the class to raise their hands if they thought he was pronouncing it correctly, everyone around her raised their hands. She began screaming, like calling everyone an idiot, and she dropped on the floor and began to roll, begging God to punish her enemies. Campus security dragged her out of class screaming and yelling. Then the professor continued with his lecture as if nothing happened. We never saw her again. Where are the videos? You're telling me you're in class. Some girls start going, "It's now foul." She yelling at the teacher. Yelling at the teacher. You don't pull out a camera? Nobody has a video. Oh, that breaks my heart. Even I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. So as we arrive at number 4, oh boy, this one looks long. Let me make it bigger so that you'll be able to see it correctly. Number 4, my 3rd grade teacher melted down in class when the Challenger exploded. Oh, it was supposed to be an exciting day. They had wheeled in the media cart with that old CRT beauty strapped to the top. When the shuttle blew up and the boosters fell off wildly, even us 8-year-olds could tell that doesn't seem right. Well, then we heard her crying and looked to the back, and she was on the floor just hysterical. She was crying so hard we couldn't talk to her. She went between catatonic and hysterical for a couple of minutes. There was one of those phones on the wall that looks like a rotary dial without the dial. We weren't supposed to touch it, but we knew if you picked it up, it automatically called the office. After some "but we'll get in trouble" type debating, oh, that is so cute and like sad at the same time. Oh man. Oh, that's so sad. I just had like a thought, and I know it's ridiculous and out of nowhere, but humor me because I'm Kyle and I'm crazy. Imagine a bunch of kids are at a school. Dude, this is dark, but it's a movie that needs to be shot. Maybe I shouldn't be talking about it. Maybe I should get a deal with Hollywood or something. Check it out, guys. Here's the movie idea. Here's the pitch. A bunch of kids are in a classroom, okay? There's a murderer in the school for some reason. Or better yet, there's a school. There's a killer on the loose. The whole school is evacuated, except for one room that had a broken PA thing or something. So that room couldn't be notified that everybody needed to evacuate and get the hell out of here. The people are there, blah, blah, blah. The killer's roaming the hallways, right? Okay, kick ass. You know what I'm talking about? The teacher's in there with a whole bunch of these kids. And then for, for whatever reason, the teacher can sense that something's wrong, or maybe there's gunshots outside of the classroom, but by then it's just these students in here, and then like the lady. So she tells all the kids to get down, and then she goes out. This movie sounds terrible. It's gonna have to be written in a way where it's just like, but why? Anyway, Kyle. So she goes out and she doesn't return. Long story short, a whole bunch of these kids are in this room, and after a while, they all start reaching the point where they're like arguing with each other about like, we should go check to see if she's okay. And then the other people are like, no, but we can't leave the room. It's probably bad. There's something bad going on out there. That's the whole thing. You're welcome. You're welcome. Turn that into a movie. I want to see my name in the credits, and we'll go from there. I'm so sorry. Let me finish this. Jesus Christ. But we'll all get in trouble type debating, myself and another kid. We were under pressure that day. I picked it up and told the office lady that Mrs. Blank is crying really hard and won't talk. We don't know what to do. They were in the process of getting buses to the school to get us out, if I recall correctly, but a few minutes later, the school nurse and the assistant principal came in. The teacher left with the nurse, and the assistant principal sat with us and answered questions until we were dismissed. We didn't see the teacher again for a couple of months. She had been very excited about the shuttle launch and the teacher getting to go to space. Rumor I heard as I got older, she had also been in the middle of a nasty divorce/custody battle at the time. The shuttle was the straw that broke the camel's back, and she had a nervous breakdown. I have no idea the stuff about her personal life, if it's true, but I definitely think we witnessed the breakdown. She was always one of my favorite teachers, and she still was when she came back. I hope life turned out okay for her. I hope so too. Endless Pale Miss says, Kyle, I love you, but you shouldn't write movies. Why? Just because it's dark? I mean, kids versus murderer. Sounds legit. Would you want me to spin it that way? 10 kids. No, that's not classroom size. 24 kids. That's too many. Let me see. 17 kids are trapped in a classroom.
What's going on, Mommy?
And one man seeks to destroy a school. I'll teach you to not allow me nap time. It's like some disgruntled kid that, grew and he has like some sort of problem with the faculty because they didn't let him nap as long as he wanted to. Damn. So we get to number 3, guys. Wow. Definitely the first one that I've ever seen. I was the only kid home, probably 14 at the time, and heard my parents arguing very, very loudly. How loudly is very loudly? Well, I was fed up with it, so I thought, fuck it, why not confront them? I burst out of my room and looked down over the stairway entrance to find my mom completely naked, screaming at the front door. I froze for a while and realized that she was having some sort of flashback to the day her father left their family when she was a kid. She was screaming, Daddy, Daddy, please, please don't go, come back, in a truly nightmarish wail. That was the first time I ever witnessed one of her psychotic breaks. Unfortunately, since then I've had more practice than any child should trying to take care of her during these episodes. Holy shit. My God. Somebody said true psychotic breaks are bone-chilling to witness, especially when it's someone close to you, such as a parent or a caregiver, because the roles switch pretty dramatically. Give me some more of this. Jesus Christ. You know what I'm talking about. It looked like he was like trying to get him to come look at the tail. Come get it. Come get it. You want it? You want the tail? Just get, there it is. Nah, I'm out of here. He's so interested. It's cute. When I look at my bank account. Well, that's not going to be... I need to play this in reverse. Can I do that? That's not reverse. I wanted to do it in reverse and say that that's how Fat Man makes it, so I look at my bank account. Nicholas Thorne says, I hope I didn't come off as rude last stream. I'm sincerely thankful for everything you do. You didn't at all, Nicholas Thorne. I've definitely started your project. It's just, it's gonna kick my ass. Listen, man, here's the beginning of it. I'm sorry for posting a bit later than usual, but this is the first chance I've had. A lot of shit has happened, and I wanted to fill you guys in. Again, thank you for your help. I've thought about some of your suggestions. But yep, just had it ready to roll because, you know, it's open right here for you, Nicholas Thorne. Don't worry, didn't forget you. Stripes facts. Campo notice Sandarcy ant went from protecting its colony, when protecting its colony, will rupster. Oh, dear Stripes, she really tried. Will rupture an organ in its body, killing itself, but spraying the threat with sticky corrosive acid. Is that right? Exploding and blood-sucking ants. Well, Stripes facts. Michael Davis says, look at the marshmallow one, Kyle. Which marshmallow one? Marshmallow fluff. That's stupid. That's stupid. That's stupid. Let's go up. Whoa. We're at number 2. We did it, guys. We reached the end of the list. My good friend had a panic attack and couldn't recognize us or herself. Like she didn't even remember her name. And she was bawling her eyes out the entire time. Most fear I felt from someone in a long time. Somebody said dissociation / depersonalization. When you experience high degree of anxiety and stress, your brain finally reaches a point where it goes, you know what? We can't handle this. Time to check out. And then it proceeds to dump a bunch of chemicals in your bloodstream. Some people feel like they're watching a movie. Some feel like they're floating. Some won't feel real. Some won't feel like they're inside their body, and in more serious cases, will feel so detached from their own mind that they experience a sort of amnesia where their identity is a foreign concept. I get it from time to time if I get to a particularly bad anxiety attack. For me, it's actually quite pleasant. I feel like I always describe it as watching from the back of your brain through a Vaseline smeared lens. It's a lot like how the main character in Get Out is pushed into the back floating ether, watching his own life through a distant screen. It's not literally like that, but you just feel so distant from reality that it feels a lot like it. Ugh. Jesus Christ. This looks pretty intense, man. Guys, I love you. And as we continue up this list and put a bow on this puppy because we're finishing it, I'd like to personally thank you for all being here. I really appreciate you all being here, and you know I love you to death. I'd like to thank Rada for her donation. I'd like to thank Legendary Fat Man for being a badass. And of course, Emily for, sending something during the stream and freaking me the hell out. Really, Fat Man, you're amazing. And all of you doing what you do just keep me going in a way you can't even imagine. Special thanks to my patrons for being amazing in a way that I can't even understand. And as we reach number 1 on this list, it reads as follows. Well, my friend found out she got the same cancer that killed her mother. She got wasted drunk, proceeds to destroy her house, screamed and cried for her mom to comfort her. Oh boy. Jeez Louise. Ovarian cancer. This has been quite the list. Guys, we do a typical variety of feel bad lists on the stream. But boy, oh boy. Oh boy. Lady Spook said it herself. Well, I think this list broke my heart. This would be the list that you tune in for, sweetie. There's so many like happy-go-lucky monkey ball lists. And we end up on this one. I feel terrible. I feel terrible. I feel terrible. What are the eyes for Stripes about? What is Stripes doing? Oh God. Fat Man says Stripes would do anything for money, and then she posted her own PayPal. I don't know where that's going, but it's her life, so she needs to live it. Guys, I love you to death, and I'm kind of shocked that I even made it through this list, considering some of you were trying to give me a heart attack, and I can't even believe it. Wow. But thank you for being you, and hopefully I'll be able to roll out as many of these as humanly possible. If the list got you down, it wasn't what I anticipated, and it definitely wasn't what I was hoping for. Yeah, some of these breakdowns were a bit intense, and that's not exactly what I was considering. Oh boy. Oh boy. What's the most fucked up thing a family member of yours has done? If this gets if it gets voted up to the top, it'll be amazing. But odds are it probably won't. There was one about a pawn shop earlier. What happened to that? What happened to the pawn shop one? Tell me this didn't get deleted. It got removed. Everything on Reddit gets removed. Why, my nigga? Why does it get removed? There were probably some dank ass fucking stories in this bitch. Why did they remove them? We're not gonna do this. I'm gonna read this list for you guys later. But it's a good thing that I bookmarked some of the hot shit, potentially. This was only posted 6 fucking hours ago, and it was removed. Why? Boy, the moderators are faggots on this freaking site, dude. You guys have no idea. But it's a good thing I freaking caught it. Faith's posting my Streamlabs link. Is someone trying to be sexy again? And hit me with that spicy wicey donation flicey. Isu915 says, Kyle, these readings are awesome. Glad. I think that, what's the word? I'm glad that you think so. I'm sorry. I'm kind of losing myself to the music. You know that I gotta never let it go. I only got one shot, so I can't miss my chance to blow this opportunity. Comes once in a lifetime. I just quoted a song by the famous SpongeBob SquarePants. What is this list? Reddit, what was the weirdest thing that you have walked in on? I didn't end up reading this one. I think these are all really stupid, and they must have been really short, which is why I didn't end up reading the most of them. What was the weirdest thing you walked in on? The number one says, walked into the kitchen with the lights off to find my dad in his underwear slathering jelly on the cat while saying quietly, "Grape jelly, bitch." Okay, that's the new meme. Grape jelly, bitch. Well, guys, I love you to death. You'll see me all soon. You know what to do if you need me, and we'll go from there. I hope you enjoyed tonight, and I hope you have an even better tomorrow. You deserve it. Stay amazing. Love you. Bye.